Good morning everybody and welcome back to the Blind Woodturner. That's me, Chris Fisher RPT, my workshop here in the Derbyshire Dales, and this is going to be the next episode in my how to become a blind woodturner. So my videos from now on, I'm just going to get it out there now. I'm going to be more of myself. You know, I am getting pretty tired of just, you know, not being myself, and I sort of like hold myself back. So my videos are going to be a bit more Chris Fisher, the lad from Salford, the Mancunian, the cheeky chap. So if I say the odd swear word, I apologise, but if it comes out, it comes out. So I apologise. But anywho, got a piece of xylia on here, and it's about 10 inches long, and this is the piece that we used when we did the episode on roughing out. So it's held between centres. I'm just going to spin it up, make sure it sounds safe, and it still sounds and feels nice and true there. We didn't rough it down to, you know, perfect cylindrical, symmetrical status, but it was just to get the point across. So anywho, if you remember how we hold between centres, at the drive end I've got a steb centre which has a spring loaded centre pin, so if you do have a catch it will disengage, and on the right hand side we've got a cup centre, so that spreads the force more evenly in between the fibres, so it's not wanting to separate them and lose grip. So a much safer option, steb centres and cup centres, not cup centres. So anyway, what we are going to do today is you're going to do our first very simple, very slow, nice and easy, first little cove and then first little bead. That's all we're going to do. I'm just going to explain what to do, and then it's really down to you, and thousands of practices, and obviously referring back to videos such as this. So what I'm first going to do here, I've got a parting tool, and in the first instance I am just going to put a shallow plunge cut with the parting tool. Let's go down here so you're probably in view better there. So if anyone's describing this video to you with sight, they can just explain. So again, I'm just feeling for a start point, pulling the tool back. I'm going to let the lathe come up to speed. Remember, not too fast with a parting tool. Don't want it grabbing, don't want it getting hot. So we're just going to do about a 2-3 millimetre, let's let it stop, plunge groove there, nice and easy. So I'm just here to the left reaching for my spindle gouge. So remember, spindle gouges have a shallower flute than a bowl gouge. This has got a different grind from when it was factory ground. It's not that swept back, it's not like a really pronounced Ellsworth grind, named after David Ellsworth, the master woodturner from America. It's not got an Ellsworth grind, but it is a bit more swept back. And then what I do is I just feel for where that groove is, and then I'm going to start just a millimetre to the right of that groove, just where the wood is still at its fattest. So the technique with the spindle gouge, just move that in as close as we can now. It's a bit like rubbing your head and patting your stomach at the same time. So, you sort of like go in perpendicular to the wood with the tip. But then as you start to cut, and we're going to remember our ABCs, anchor, bevel, cut. And then as you start cutting, you're lifting the handle slightly and rotating, in this instance, to the left. We're going to rotate slowly, following the bevel to that groove, and then we're going to stop, feel where the groove is, come over to the left a bit and repeat that, but lifting the handle and rolling to the right. So let's start from here. Now we're going to need some more speed. Sounding good. So we're just going to anchor bevel, cut. Anchor, bevel, cut. And we're rolling that in to the centre of the groove. Remember, sharp tools are a must. They will make for a much safer, happier, fun-filled experience. And you won't be wanting to take your head off. So we can still feel the nice square shoulder on the left that the parting tool left on the left. So we can just come a millimetre to the left of that. Again, let the lathe come up to speed. Anchor, bevel, raise and cut. Exactly the same, but we're going to the left. So let's feel. So you'll feel if you've done sort of like a slightly bit more to the left, and you sort of like slightly just want to go past the centre mark if you can. And you just want to keep doing that until you get the cove that you require. So again, anchor, bevel, cut. It's nice and slow. Take your time. And you're going to start giving yourself a nice little cove in there, which is a lovely decorative detail on spindle work. So just need to practice, and you can keep coming to the right of that. You can keep coming to the left of where you started your last cut on that side. So we're lifting the handle, engaging the bevel, rolling to the left or right respectively, and then you will just start to form a lovely little bead matronic. Sorry, cove matronic. A cove is concave, a bead is convex. So I hope you're seeing that. I will move in closer. Hold on, just let me get my bearings. Where is it? Going freestyle. I've still got the tripod connected here, so bear with. Right, I should be, let's just check. Right, I'm in frame there. So you've got a nice little cove, a little concave section. Beautiful, nice and easy. Practice that until you are completely fed up with it. Remember, sharp tools, ABCs, and just, yeah, at first it's a freaky, counterintuitive motion, but with lots of practice, you can start forming a cove like that. And that's lovely and smooth. Would need actually almost zero sand in that. Riding the bevel, taking your time. Lovely jubbly. So, let me just use my string now to get back in the game. So my string there, I'm pulling it taut like a builder's brick laying line, and that should have us in the area. So remember, if you can't see the video at all, please get someone with sight to describe it to you, but I hope I'm doing my best. So this actual spindle, it's probably about just up, well, 1.25 inches in thickness, so it's not a huge spindle, but the same rules apply. So that cove now is probably about 1/2 inch wide. It's got a lovely sweep in from the left and the right to make a lovely concave portion. So remember what we did there. Little plunge cut with the parting tool to the depth you require as per your design. And then starting from 1 millimetre to the right or to the left of the groove, we're going to anchor the spindle gouge, raise the handle a little to engage the bevel and start cutting. And then whilst we're lifting the handle a bit more, we're rolling either to the left or to the right. Sounds complicated, and like I say, in the first few tries you'll feel a bit weird, not emotionally or, you know, anxious, but yeah, it's just sort of like I said, patting your head, rubbing your stomach. Right, so let's try and do now a simple bead, so it will be convex. So if I just come to the left of that cove a little bit, what I'm going to do now is grab the parting tool again, and I'm going to do a plunge cut rather, not too deep because it's our first time. I'll go a little deeper than that. Okay, and then I've got some spring calipers here. So what I'm going to do now is just offer that over that little groove we've made, and we're just going to close. You can use verniers as well. So that's just passing over with a slight little bit of stiction. So just move that tool rest back a little bit actually. So what I'm going to do now is do about 1/2 inch to the right of that, another little plunge cut. Let's turn that speed down. And after a few seconds, I'm going to stop and present the spring calipers over that, because we want them at the same depth to have a nice bead, and it's not going over, so we need to just get that a little deeper. And it's slowly catch your monkey, because we want it right, otherwise it'll look a bit skewy. So again, let's just feel that. So that's gone over now with just a slight little bit of friction, and grab same as the left side. So they're both, give or take, 1/2 micron at the same depth. So obviously we've got 2 grooves there now. So the nature of the bead is we need to start. We'll start here on the right hand side of this. So we've got basically a thin strip of wood there now in the middle, which is going to be our bead. So we need to start on this strip of wood. I think I've just kicked the tripod, sorry. Need to start on the strip of wood, again just 1 millimetre into the left of the groove on the right hand side. In fact, I'll just move that tool rest in a little bit more, and we can get our speed up a bit now as well with the spindle gouge. Remember, you know, turn as fast as is safe to do so and is, you know, comfortable for you, but not that slow that you're not going to do or achieve anything, otherwise you're just going to be scratching at it. So again, feeling with the tip of the spindle gouge the groove, so I'm going to come left of that groove because I'm forming the right hand side of the bead. Again, come up to speed, anchored, bevel rub, and we're just the same motion as you would do with the cove, but it's sort of like you're doing half a cove on the right hand side of the strip of wood that we made. So that piece of wood that's in between the 2 grooves, that is our bead. So now I can feel the left groove we did and come in 1 millimetre to that, away from that. So we've moved to the right. Again, we're anchored, rubbing the bevel, lifting the handle, same technique. Just taking our time, and we're forming a nice little bead. And this is, you know, a staple of such design elements as, you know, chair and stair spindles, decorative work, candlesticks, etc, etc. So there we have a nice little bead, and there is just a little bit of an apex slap bang centre in the middle of that bead. So you can just very gently feel where that centre is and just blend it in. Sometimes I can make it worse and square it off, which I've done a bit there. So just pressed a bit too hard, was a bit too. So again, I will go back in and just blend that in a bit more and just rectify. It's just all part and parcel of not being able to see what you do. But that's feeling pretty good there now. Got a lovely little bead. So I'll just move in the camera a bit closer again. Go freestyle. Try and get my bearings. So there it is. You've got a lovely little bead. So that's a convex ring, really, on the spindle. Nice. You can do as many as you want, and you should do lots and lots to practice. But with just taking your time. So there I'm feeling the cove. There's a bit of a gap, and there on the left you have the bead. So you can incorporate them into your designs and your spindle work and make it ever so lovely and classical, or you could get a bit abstract and funky, whatever your heart desires. So what you need to do is practice those, you know, get a piece of spindle wood and practice lots and lots of beads along it, and then lots and lots of coves, and you'll start building up muscle memory and a memory map for that. So there you go, I've kept it nice and simple, both for me and for you. Yeah, practice, practice, practice. Remember your ABCs, keep safe. All the time I've been doing this, I have had eye protection on, my turning smock, no rings, no appendages, nice and safe. And you will get there. Do not doubt yourself. You will, because you're amazing. Right, I'm going to check out now. So thanks everyone. Have a absolutely fantastic Metronic day. Keep on turning, and I shall speak to you in the next episode, where hopefully you'll have done some bead and cove practice, and we'll probably do our first tiny little project on the next video. Your first wood turning project if you are completely new to this. So thanks everyone. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.